Imagine this. A chauffeur takes a wrong turn down a bustling street in Sarajevo. That simple mistake stalls a car right in front of a young assassin, sparking a chain reaction that engulfs the world in flames. Millions die in the trenches. Cities crumble, empires fall. All because of one bad decision on the road. Welcome to today's video, World War decisions that accidentally killed millions. We're diving into the shocking human errors, wild miscalculations, and downright wrong assumptions that turn small choices into massive catastrophes. These aren't your typical history lessons. These are the strange, real stories that make you question everything. Stick around till the end because you won't believe how close we came to different outcomes. And if you're hooked on these mind-bending tales, hit that subscribe button now. Don't miss out on more hidden history that could change how you see the world. Let's start with World War I, the so-called war to end all wars, which ironically kicked off because of a navigation blunder that feels like something out of a dark comedy. Picture June 28, 1914 in Sarajevo, Bosnia. Archduke Franz Ferdinand, heir to the Austro-Hungarian throne, is parading through the city with his wife, Sophie. Tensions are high. Serbian nationalists want independence, and a group called the Black Hand has plotted to assassinate him. Earlier that day, a bomb is thrown at his car but bounces off and explodes under the next vehicle, injuring officers but missing the royals. The Archduke, shaken but defiant, insists on continuing his schedule, even visiting the wounded in the hospital. Now here's where the human error kicks in. After the hospital visit, the convoy is supposed to head straight to safety via a secure route, but the lead driver, confused or misinformed, takes a wrong turn onto Franz Joseph Street. Realizing the mistake, he slams on the brakes and tries to reverse. The car stalls. Right there, in that frozen moment, fate intervenes. Standing on the sidewalk, sipping coffee at a cafe, is Gavrilo Princip, a 19-year-old Black Hand member who'd botched his earlier assassination attempt and was about to give up. The stalled car is literally feet away. Princip pulls his pistol, fires 2 shots. One hits the Archduke in the neck, the other strikes Sophie in the abdomen. Both die within minutes. What followed? Austria-Hungary blames Serbia, issues an ultimatum, and when it's not fully met, declares war. Alliances kick in like dominoes. Russia mobilizes to defend Serbia, Germany backs Austria and declares war on Russia, then invades Belgium to attack France, pulling Britain in. Before anyone can blink, Europe is at war. Over 4 years, 16 million soldiers and civilians perish in brutal trench warfare, gas attacks, and senseless charges. Diseases like the Spanish flu, spread by troop movements, kill millions more worldwide. Empires collapse, the Austro-Hungarian, Ottoman, Russian, and German, all traced back to that one wrong turn. Strange, right? Historians debate if war was inevitable, but this accident accelerated it dramatically. A simple map check or clearer instructions, and maybe WWII never happens. Mind-blowing how a driver's blunder rewrote history. Shifting gears to World War II, where miscalculations piled up like wreckage on a battlefield. One of the most egregious? Hitler's infamous halt order at Dunkirk in May 1940. The German blitzkrieg has steamrolled through France, trapping over 400,000 British, French, and Belgian troops against the English Channel. Panzer divisions, led by generals like Heinz Guderian, are just 18 miles from Dunkirk, smelling victory. Capturing or annihilating these forces could knock Britain out of the war, forcing a peace deal and freeing Germany to focus east. But Hitler, in a bizarre fit of overconfidence and wrong assumptions, issues a halt order on May 24th. Why? Theories abound. He wants to preserve his tanks for the push on Paris, or he's influenced by Hermann Göring's boast that the Luftwaffe can bomb the Allies into submission from the air. Maybe he even assumes Britain will sue for peace anyway, underestimating Churchill's resolve. Whatever the reason, it's a colossal error. The pause lasts 48 crucial hours, giving the Allies time to organize Operation Dynamo, a makeshift evacuation using everything from destroyers to fishing boats. Over 9 days, 338,000 troops escape across the Channel, dubbed the Miracle of Dunkirk. Consequences? Britain lives to fight another day. Those evacuated soldiers formed the core of the army that later invades Normandy. Without them, D-Day might fail, and Europe stays under Nazi control longer. Millions more could die in prolonged occupation or Holocaust expansions. Hitler's miscalculation, assuming air power alone would suffice and ignoring ground realities, turns a potential knockout blow into a propaganda win for the Allies. Strange fact, some historians say Hitler later regretted it, calling it one of his biggest mistakes. But by then, it was too late. The war dragged on, costing 85 million lives total. Speaking of Hitler, let's talk about his ultimate hubris, Operation Barbarossa, the invasion of the Soviet Union in June 1941. Germany is already fighting Britain, but Hitler, blinded by ideology and wrong assumptions, decides to open a second front. He assumes the Soviets are weak, riddled with purges under Stalin, technologically inferior and ready to crumble like France did. We have only to kick in the door and the whole rotten structure will come crashing down, he famously says. He predicts a quick victory in weeks before winter sets in. Reality? A nightmare of miscalculation. The Wehrmacht advances rapidly at first, capturing millions of Soviet prisoners, but Hitler diverts forces, another error, sending panzers south to Ukraine instead of straight to Moscow. Supplies stretch thin over vast distances. Roads turn to mud in the Rasputitsa season. Then winter hits, with temperatures plunging to -40 degrees Celsius. German troops, lacking proper cold weather gear, Hitler assumed it would be over by fall, freeze in summer uniforms. Frostbite claims more lives than bullets. The Soviets, underestimated, rally with endless manpower and harsh tactics. By December, they're counterattacking outside Moscow. The Eastern Front becomes a meat grinder. 27 million Soviets die, including civilians in sieges like Leningrad, where 1 million starve. German losses top 5 million. Barbarossa's failure dooms the Nazis. Resources drain, allies like Japan don't coordinate, and the US enters fully. Strange twist, Hitler ignored Napoleon's exact mistake in 1812, repeating history's blunder. If he'd waited or negotiated, maybe WWII ends differently, sparing millions from the horrors of Stalingrad and beyond. Now for something truly eerie, a single mistranslated word that may have unleashed the atomic age. In July 1945, as the Allies wind down WWII, the Allies issue the Potsdam Declaration, demanding Japan's unconditional surrender or face prompt and utter destruction. Japan's Prime Minister Suzuki responds in a press conference with mokusatsu, a Japanese term meaning to kill with silence or to take no notice, but translators render it as ignore or even reject with contempt. U.S. leaders, including President Truman, interpret this as defiance. Was it? Historians argue mokusatsu was ambiguous. Suzuki might have meant no comment, while internal debates raged. Some factions wanted peace, others to fight on. But the miscalculation seals Japan's fate. 10 days later, on August 11th, the Enola Gay drops Little Boy on Hiroshima, killing 70,000 instantly, with radiation claiming more. 3 days after, Fat Man hits Nagasaki, adding 40,000 dead. Japan surrenders soon after, but at what cost? Over 200,000 perish from the blasts and aftermath, many civilians in agony from burns and sickness. Strange and real, declassified docs showed Japanese intelligence knew Japan was crumbling, starved by blockades, firebombed cities like Tokyo, killing 100,000 in one night. But the wrong assumption about mokusatsu pushes the button. What if clearer translation or diplomacy prevailed? No nukes, perhaps a negotiated peace, altering the Cold War. This linguistic error highlights how fragile communication is in war, accidentally dooming cities to oblivion. Let's not forget the Japanese side. Their attack on Pearl Harbor on December 7, 1941, a date which will live in infamy, was a massive miscalculation born of desperation and wrong assumptions. Facing U.S. oil embargoes crippling their war in China, Admiral Yamamoto plans a surprise strike to cripple the Pacific Fleet, buying time to conquer Southeast Asia's resources. They assume America, isolationist and weary from depression, will negotiate peace rather than fight a distant war. Wrong. The raid kills 2,403 Americans, sinks battleships, but misses aircraft carriers out at sea, a lucky break for the U.S. More critically, it unites a divided America. Congress declares war almost unanimously. FDR rallies the nation. Industrial might churns out ships faster than Japan can sink them. The Pacific theater erupts. Battles like Midway turn the tide, leading to island-hopping carnage. Millions die. Japanese civilians in firebombings, soldiers in brutal charges, allies in brutal combat. Unique fact, Yamamoto, who planned it, warned it would awaken a sleeping giant. He was right. His assumption of quick U.S. capitulation ignores American resolve. If Japan strikes elsewhere or negotiates, maybe no Hiroshima. Instead, this error drags the world deeper into hell. Another underrated blunder, Hitler's neglect of U-boat warfare. In WWII's early days, German submarines terrorized Atlantic shipping, sinking millions of tons bound for Britain. But Hitler, fixated on land conquests, delays mass production until 1943. He assumes Britain will fall quickly via invasion or bombing, underestimating convoys and allied tech like sonar and radar.